Here we are at unload 1, standing on the first extendo. These orange units extend out into the back of a truck, in which the parcels are then placed on these conveyors, which there's 6 per system. Then they head up these inclines and get dropped onto the collectors. 6 extendos here and 6 extendos on unload 2. Here I am on top of unload 1 collector, which starts here. Picks up all the parcels from the 6 incline conveyors and the 1 hood row conveyor, which is also part of the van line, which is a reversing system. It can either feed or it can actually take away, depending on the day. Plus, at the end of the collector, we have a skid load. This would be for times when parcels are on skids, and then they would hand bomb them onto this conveyor, up the incline to the collector, around that 90, another incline to another 90 to the simulator. So I was just standing back in that corner. I've now walked along the collector, around that 90, up this short incline. Now we're heading down to the next 90, and alongside of it is the Peugeot 3 conveyor, which also feeds the van line. Alongside unload 1 is the unload 2 conveyor, and it 90s the other way and picks up the mail coming in from unload 2. Above that is the PF conveyors that actually take parcels from the simulator to the sorter, but we'll get into that in a few minutes. So I'm now standing at the end of the collector conveyor, just as it makes a 90, and then another 90, and then into the simulator. And to my right is the Peugeot 3 conveyor. It comes off the sorter, makes a 90 here, travels all the way around, and then drops down onto the van line, which is just on the other side of that conveyor on the floor. And here we have the simulator. The simulator does exactly what the term entails. It takes the parcels and it simulates them out so that they're in a nice evenly spaced row. We have 2 simulators and we have a recirc line in between. The recirc line is exactly that. If a parcel comes along the simulator, it gets to the flow control and can't be staged in such a way to be accepted into the sorter, it's kicked off, slides down, comes onto this belt, back up this small incline, over to this roller conveyor, at which time it can either go left or right, depending on the flavor of the day. And here we are back at the flow control, which will take the parcel, put it in the single file, stage it at set intervals, center it, and send it on its way to the Cubiscan. Here is a Cubiscan. It is basically the brains, the eyes of the brain of the system. They will read an address, they will read a postal code, and they will determine where the box is going to exit off the sorter. With a series of cameras and mirrors, this operation will be performed. After coming through the Cubiscan, the parcels are now in single file. And they'll be entering onto these high-speed transport conveyors, which will take them through a 90 along the back wall, through another 90 to the sorter. So just recapping the operation, truck backs up to the loading door, extendo extends into the truck, parcels are unloaded onto the extendos, head up the inclines to the unload collectors, head off down, come into the simulator, go through the simulator. They are now on their way to the sorter.